Hey Salem, thanks for joining us for this month's edition of Building Buzz. As you can see, we're making great progress on the building behind us. We've got glass in, the road construction is still ongoing, the plaza is going in, but with every building you need power, and that is essential to our work in the building. And so with me today I have Corey Roberts, who's the general foreman for Bergelectric. Now, Corey, I've been in the electrical room, and to me, what you've got in there reminds me of Clark Griswold with Christmas Vacation and pulling out the Christmas lights. You've got bales of wire in there. So on a building this size, where do you start? You've got lights, you've got plugs, you've got all this stuff, so tell us about the process.
Yeah, it really all starts with our main service coming in. It's with the engineers kind of decide kind of how much draw, how much load is going to be incorporated in the building, and then we're working with the Salem utility, Salem Electric, to make sure that we have the proper amount of utility power coming into the building. For this service in general is a 2400 amp service, 480 volt, 3-phase. Service for the building to power up all of the distribution and sub panels.
So when are we going to light up the building?
The plan is for the next few weeks have Salem Electric bring power into the building, and then it should be very quickly thereafter we should start be able to see permanent lights and power being applied to the building. Here in the next 4 to 6 weeks we should have some of the site work kind of wrapping up as far as setting pole bases and start setting light poles out there as well.
I know if somebody was doing an electrical project at home, your number one piece of advice would be call an electrician. But what other piece of advice would you give people at home if you've got an electrical problem?
The biggest thing is to turn off the power before touching any wires, anything electric. And yes, if there's something wrong, turn off the power to try and see, but the best thing to do is to call an electrician.
That's what I do. I got shocked once and said I'm never ever going to do that again. So yep. Good advice. So we appreciate you being on site here, and we appreciate you being willing to talk to us today on Building Buzz. So thank you.
Yes, happy to do it.
If you have been tuning into our live video camera, you've seen the progress on the back of the building on the parking structure. It is amazing. And I have with me here today Greg Barlow from NessCampbell. Greg is the guy that is sitting in the cab of that crane that is picking up all those huge slabs of concrete and putting them in place. So he's one of a very elite group of construction workers that we just don't get a chance to talk to very much. And so, Greg, how long have you been doing this, where you've been operating a crane and doing this kind of stuff?
Well, I started with NessCampbell back in '93, and then I started running crane in '98.
When we were talking earlier, you telling me this crane is incredibly heavy and huge. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
It's a 275-ton crane, hydraulic. It could squirt out 223 feet of boom. And these pieces coming in on the trucks weigh, what, about 60,000, and I can take them out about 55 feet.
Man, that's a lot of weight. And you have all these counterweights on the crane?
Yeah, we have 169,000.
You're lifting 60,000 pound pieces, and
yep.
You are...
Well, they're about 52, and then you count the rigging, the block, okay. All that stuff is added weight to the crane, so you got to figure that in.
Yeah. And you have a very limited space to put it in.
Yep.
And once it's in place, it's really, that's where it's going to end up. So how did you acquire that skill?
My dad, he was a crane operator and just kind of runs in the family.
what you're doing adds so much to the building, and we really appreciate you doing this for us. I know you get paid, but this is a big deal for us.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's amazing. We come in and there's nothing here, and we leave in a week and there's a big parking structure.
It's awesome.
It's amazing how fast this stuff goes up.
Yeah, and we appreciate that, and thank you for being willing to talk to us about
Absolutely.
this. All right, thanks.
Yep.